My name is Kimber Rodriguez, and I have ADHD. However, growing up, I didn't know I had ADHD. I just loved to talk to people.
Right.
I loved to be up, walking around, talking to people, and I never understood why that was so wrong. Teachers were constantly sending me out into the hall, sending me to another classroom to have that teacher deal with me, or even send me to the principal. And it was really confusing because even though this was going on and I was distracting, walking and talking, my grades were still good. All through elementary school, my grades were A's and B's. So they could never understand how I got such good grades when I was never paying attention to the teacher. They tested me to see if I was gifted and talented, and I never knew what became of those tests because it was never revealed to me. But this was an ongoing issue all the way from kindergarten up to 5th or 6th grade. I remember once I got into 5th or 6th grade, I remember I really got into writing, and I loved to write. One time, I showed a poem that I wrote to my reading teacher because I wanted her opinion on it. And she took me out to the hallway and asked me, who wrote this poem? And I was like, I did. And she mentioned that the poem was not just good, but very good, and far beyond my years as a 10, 12-year-old kid. So that kind of excited me and encouraged me to continue writing. Once I got into junior high and high school, things got a little harder. The whole structure of getting to class on time and everything going from class to class to class kind of got difficult for me. My locker and, well, even my desk when I was in elementary was constantly disorganized and dirty. I would clean it out and throw away all the junk, and then as if a tornado had come right behind me, it would be trashed again by the end of the day. So I could never keep things clean and organized growing up. Also, I found myself falling asleep in class a lot. I was always tired, and it seemed like no matter how much I slept, it never felt like enough. My dad used to tease me that I was going to sleep my life away because it seemed like that's all I would do. Even in class, I found myself falling asleep and missing the lectures. My grades would fall. If I wasn't sleeping, I was doodling, writing notes to friends, just all around not paying attention. But it wasn't as simple as it was in elementary school to not pay attention and not get bad grades. I remember having to take notes in class and not knowing how to take notes correctly. I would always try to write down every single word the teacher spoke, and so I would get behind because I couldn't keep up with writing every single word. But I thought that's how you took notes. Even to this day, I struggle with taking notes and have problems with it. If I had to read a book to study, I could not keep the words retained in my mind. It was like I would read a paragraph over and over and over and get frustrated because nothing in it would stick. But no one ever tested me for ADHD. I think it was because when I was younger in elementary, it was not really known what it was. It was just, oh, you're a problem child. When I got older in high school, it was, oh, well, young boys get ADHD, but you never really heard of girls getting it. And my parents didn't really believe in it themselves, so they never got me tested. When I'd have to write papers, it was really hard. The teacher would say, okay, you're going to go do your research, create a bibliography, create index cards, and write your paper. Okay, They lost me with bibliography. I could never understand it. And so I would procrastinate. And I would put it off till the day the paper was due. Then I would rush to the library to use a computer. And I would try to get that paper done as quickly as I could. And I would cram together some index cards making up something or other. And then, of course, something would always happen. Like, I would go to print it and the computer would freeze. And I remember getting frustrated because that paper was due by the end of the day and there was no way I was going to get it by the end of the day. And so that went on. Once I became an adult and fell in love with my husband, I started noticing traits in him that was like, hey, I wonder if you have ADD. So the two of us started to research it to see if possibly he did have it. And in researching it, it was like, hey, this sounds like me. Hey, I've been this way as long as I can remember. And it wasn't until I was 40 did I finally get the courage and the determination to find out if it was true or not. So I finally got tested, and yes, I do have ADHD. And it has been a struggle for me. I am horrible at managing tasks. I think something's going to take me 10 minutes, and it takes me 2 hours. I still procrastinate to this day, thinking, oh, I can get it done in no time. And it always seems like it falls through and fails when I do. And I get frustrated with myself because I think if I would have just started sooner and these problems came about, I would have had time to fix them and get it done in time. So this has been a constant struggle for me as far as I can remember. I also still have trouble sleeping, where I'm constantly tired all the time. But on the other hand, it is a blessing now that I have been diagnosed, because it makes me understand all these years what I was going through. It wasn't that I was lazy or stupid or that I just didn't care. It was that my brain works different than most people's. And that was very eye-opening for me. It's not an excuse, but at least it lets me know that it's okay. And I am trying every day to get better and improve on the things that I struggle with, and to find the beauty in the things that I am good at. So I just wanted to introduce myself on this channel, and I hope on this channel that I can share some of my thoughts that go through my mind, how I differ from a neurotypical mind. And yeah, I invite you to go along this journey with me. If you're interested, make sure you like this video and subscribe, and click the notification so you can be aware when I post new videos. Hopefully, I can help other people who have struggled the way I have, so that they don't spend half their life wondering what's wrong with them, just to find out that it's okay, you're just different than what society claims we should be. And I ask you to have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.